Mike is one of those people with a soft heart. Whenever he hears of someone in trouble, he'll do whatever he can to make things right, to help out in whatever way possible, because that's Mike. Well, one day he's at work and a stranger walks in, says to one of the employees, "I want to talk with the manager." So Mike comes over. The man has just the most troubled story you could imagine. Yeah, his wife is pregnant. Bills have come up. Gee, they hadn't planned on the bills. They had just enough money for food, and now there were all kinds of medical bills as she, was coming to term, and, it was terrible. Is there anything Mike could do to help? Well, of course, Mike says, why, sure. And then he remembered he didn't have money on him. So he says to the stranger, he says, "I got to go to the cash machine. Would you come along?" Of course, the stranger hopped right along. He was right there. So they go to the cash machine, and at this point, Mike asks the Mahanta, this is the inner master, he said, "Master, am I doing the right thing?" So he enters an amount into the cash machine, and it won't give him the money because he's exceeded his limit. He can't go beyond a certain limit. Well, he tried and he couldn't do it. So Mike very carefully punches in a smaller amount, and he knows that it's the amount that he can handle, that the machine will let him have. So he punches it in, and the machine breaks down, completely breaks down. But Mike likes to help people. He's noted for it. And once he gets on track with something, it's pretty hard to get him off track. And so he goes out to a taxi company which was nearby, and he tried in some way to borrow the money from them to pay this stranger. Well, during all the negotiating and the wheeling and dealing that was going on, the stranger took a hike. He left. In fact, I like to think he scurried off like a rat. Mike said he learned two things from this. He said, first of all, whenever something like this comes up, ask the master's help. And the second thing he learned was that don't be too willing to help someone who asks for it. He was a little bit more careful, a little bit smarter now than he had been before the stranger walked into his life. Life is a chancy thing. The stranger, if he'd hung around a little longer, he would have found the law probably putting an arm on him and finding that he had a history. Mike's learned his lesson, so that's how we all are. We learn a lesson. Well, now we've learned a lesson of that kind if it comes up that way the next time. But if it comes up just a little bit different, we're all right there falling for it.